New Year's Eve is supposed to be filled with joy, fireworks and confetti, but this story, it's filled with mystery. Ever heard of a magical parade that only happens once every 100 years? Well, get ready because tonight you'll learn about the Midnight Parade, and trust me, it's unlike any celebration you've ever seen. In the small town of Willowbrook, the streets were lined with colorful lights and decorations for the New Year's Eve celebration. Children played in the snow, and families gathered to watch the fireworks. Everyone was excited for the big countdown, but no one expected the magic that was about to unfold. As the clock ticked closer to midnight, something odd began to happen. The town square, where everyone was gathered, started to shimmer. The snow glistened in the moonlight as a mysterious sound filled the air, a faint rhythmic drumming that seemed to come from nowhere. Then, without warning, the ground trembled, and the air smelled of cinnamon and peppermint. People gasped as the first creature appeared, a large, friendly-looking snowman, but with twinkling eyes that weren't quite human. He was pulling a cart filled with strange, glowing lanterns. Before going to the complete video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Spend Your Minute, and click on that bell icon to get notifications about my new videos. Let's continue with the story. And then, the parade began. One by one, creatures of all kinds joined in. Ice fairies with wings like sparkling crystals, candy-striped elves, and even a giant gingerbread man. They all marched down the street in a perfectly synchronized line, smiling and waving, carrying gifts and sparkling lights. At the front of the parade was the leader, the Midnight King, a tall, jolly figure dressed in a shimmering midnight blue cloak. His crown sparkled like the night sky, and his eyes twinkled with mischief. He waved to the crowd, and the children gasped in wonder. "Ellie! Who are they, Grandmother? That's the Midnight Parade. It only comes once every 100 years when the old year and the new year meet, bringing magic to those who believe." The parade continued, and it was unlike anything anyone had ever seen before. The gingerbread man danced around the children, offering candy, while the ice fairies sprinkled magic dust into the air, creating sparkling snowflakes that twirled and spun. Even the snow seemed to come alive, swirling in patterns that no one had ever seen before. But as the clock struck midnight, a sudden hush fell over the crowd. The Midnight King raised his hand, and all the creatures stopped in place. The magic in the air grew stronger, and everyone held their breath. Midnight King. Tonight we celebrate the end of the old and the beginning of the new. But remember, children of Willowbrook, magic is not just for one night. It is something you carry with you all year long. Just as quickly as they had appeared, the Midnight Parade began to fade, their lanterns glowing one last time before disappearing into the night sky. The children cheered, their hearts filled with joy. But Ellie couldn't help but wonder, where did they go? And why did they only come once every 100 years? As the night grew quiet again, Ellie noticed something glittering in the snow at her feet, a small, shimmering crystal, just like the ones the ice fairies had been carrying. She picked it up, and as she did, a soft voice whispered in her ear. Soft voice. Keep believing, and you'll see us again. The parade was over, and the town slowly returned to its New Year's celebrations. Fireworks erupted in the sky, and the townsfolk gathered to sing and dance. But Ellie couldn't stop smiling. She held the crystal tightly in her hand, knowing that magic was real. And one day, when the time was right, the Midnight Parade would return. So remember this, young ones, magic never truly disappears. It hides waiting to be found, just like the Midnight Parade. And who knows, if you're lucky enough, maybe one day you'll see them too. Happy New Year, everyone, and remember, as long as you believe, magic is never far away. Now, who's ready for a year filled with wonders, surprises, and maybe, just maybe, another visit from the Midnight Parade?